Joining us now is Nyesom with stories trending around the world. Hello, Giannis.
Good morning, Dr. Rufai. You know I always say good morning, Dr. Abati, so it just flows. I'm so glad you're a doctor. Good morning, how are you?
Very well,
Great. Good morning, Ayo. How are you this morning? Our favorite Naija wife. You're doing well.
Thank you.
You're doing very well. Very proud of you, lady.
Thank you, sis.
Well, all right. Well, let's begin what's trending. Following the increased spate of kidnappings in Nigeria, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, on Wednesday inaugurated a special intervention squad in the Federal Capital Territory to address crime. While speaking at the inauguration ceremony, the IGP said that the squad, which is made up of well-trained and highly mobile police officers, totaling 1,000 personnel in each state, and the FCT, will be supplemented by a formidable arsenal of operational assets, including sophisticated arms, drones, and vehicles. Egbetokun added that the squad will work hand in hand with community leaders, residents, and all stakeholders, and believes that the days of bandits terrorizing Nigeria is over.
These assets, some of which are on display here this afternoon, are ready for deployment to counteract the security threats.
Can we have one of the Ajoke pilots to come and run the commentary here? OjyOkpe, come and run the commentary.
With these men going out now, all the threats that we are hearing about is going to be a thing of the past. In fact, I can say that with the special intervention squad that we are putting together, and with our collaboration with the military and other security agencies, the days of the bandits terrorizing Nigeria are numbered.
Bandits, be warned, your days are numbered. I mean, that video got a lot of attention. I mean, it's amazing that the police, were able to come up with all of those equipment. But that drone, some Nigerians were saying, how loud is that drone? Is that a drone or a helicopter? But that's on the lighter note. Well, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, on Wednesday assured residents that the federal government will fight bandits to release abducted residents. The minister was speaking during a town hall meeting held in the Bwari Area Council of the FCT. Wike urged all stakeholders to collaborate with security forces to find a lasting solution to the menace.
Without information, there's nothing we can do. And that is where you have to play a key role. Traditional institution, you have a role to play. Community leaders, you have a role to play. Because by information, you have the security agencies to proactively take control before anything will happen. And so in the next few days, you will see the action of the security agencies to make sure that this kidnapping is brought to a halt. We are very, very serious. All those criminals, bandits, enough is enough.
All right, we're hearing assurances from the police. We're hearing assurances from the minister. I thought that his, input there was quite a welcoming development because he's talking about, having all stakeholders collaborate with the security forces, which is paramount. Well, in the meantime, the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Baduru, has condemned crowdfunding for victims of kidnapping, stating that it emboldens criminals. The minister made the comment on Wednesday while briefing State House correspondents after the Federal Executive Council meeting. Well, according to him, sourcing for ransom on social media by families and friends of abducted victims is against the Nigerian Terrorism Act.
And on crowdfunding, we all know that there exists a law that prevent payment of ransom. So it is very sad for people to go over the internet, radio, asking for donation to pay ransom. this will only worsen the situation. It will not help the situation at all, as you have seen.
All right, another welcoming development. I mean, we've known that this is against the law. I think it is important to emphasize that it is a criminal act, although, you know, like you all have said earlier, it is easier said than done, but it is a crime. Well, this is all coming as officers of the Abia State Police Command were said to have invaded a radio station, ABN TV, in Umuahia on Tuesday and forcibly arrested a guest, Odensi Donald, during a live program. The director of the radio station, Ifeanyi Okali, in a post on Facebook, described the invasion as a provocation against press freedom and human rights. Okali claimed that during the invasion, some items belonging to the station were damaged and demanded an apology from the State Police Command. A video showing where Donald was forcibly apprehended by the police has gone viral.
Tell me the police station we are going to. Tell me the police station.
The major point is you come out. Studio interview program without calling.
Do you know the implication? Which implication? Which implication? Show me the message. Show me the message.
What kind of kidnapping?
No, you want to come and kidnap? You want to arrest me? And you are lying. You said you want to come for prayer. Police, they are lying. Police are lying. This man called me this morning. You cannot arrest me. You cannot arrest me. You cannot arrest me. You cannot arrest me. You cannot arrest my phone. Give my phone. Give my phone. Check my phone.
Let's take this comment from lawyer and activist Inibehe Efyong. Well, he wrote on Twitter, "This is the Nigeria police force doing what it knows how to do best. This is an attack on press freedom. What is the specific allegation against the guests that warranted this uncivilized and unprofessional conduct by the policemen? Did they have a warrant for his arrest? Why arrest him during a live radio program? This sort of absurd action is only possible because the culture of impunity is rooted in the police. It is condemnable. The officers should be punished." Over to you, Ayo.
All right, so interestingly, the policemen were said to have come from the Umuahia Area Command. And Oji, what they said was that Mr. Odensi's older brother had petitioned the police concerning a family matter. So this was not the fact that he was a terrorist or that it was an emergency or it was a threat to state security that they had to interrupt a live broadcast to arrest him. It was based, according to reports, on a family matter. We haven't heard a firm statement from the police command, but I think it's quite embarrassing. With the level of what we are dealing with at the moment.
Yes.
Well, congratulations to Mr. The IGP of police on the launch of the SIS. Maybe they should recruit some of these policemen. Looks like we don't have enough work to do to SIS. But, you know, it's an insult on the sanctity of the press because it was, why did they come to a broadcast building during an interview? While he was doing an interview, was it to embarrass him on live TV? Because we've seen that happen, OJ. And I believe that the IGP and the police commissioner in the state should look into these matters, especially matters where policemen almost abuse the authority. The case of the food processing company and the woman who had reported or written a review online, and we saw how the police camped in front of her house for several hours despite a court order against that. So we see these acts of impunity going sometimes unpunished, and when you find out the reason why there's this bragado, it's because of a family matter. But when you now investigate further, you find out that in some cases, not in all, money has been exchanged. And then there is a direct instruction to embarrass, tarnish the image. Maybe when we start suing these agencies, then they'll start taking issues a bit more seriously. But I do believe that the Commissioner of Police should speak to this, and also the IG of Police, if possible. I mean, Commissioner should possibly be able to handle it and call his men to order. An apology should be made to the broadcast station.
Absolutely.
And Mr. Odensi, if there's no tangible reason for his arrest, then it must be investigated. And those men, the policemen who effected that arrest, ought to also be questioned and investigated.
Yes, absolutely. Well said, Ayo. I have reached out to the police PRO in Abia State. I'm waiting for her comment. This is a developing story. We need to know why. And of course, it is an assault on press freedom. Like you said, he was not a terrorist. Why did they have to barge in at the point? We'll take another story. The 3-part BBC Eye documentary, which revealed testimonies from dozens of alleged survivors of atrocities and sex crimes linked to late Pastor T.B. Joshua of the Synagogue Church of All Nations, has come under questioning after a disciple of the church, Joseph David shared footage of Ajoke, who claimed to be the biological daughter of the late pastor. The footage showed the moment a baby said to be Ajoke was discovered, as well as police reports detailing that Ajoke chose to run away from the church with a male friend, contrary to her claims in the documentary titled TB Disciples, The Cult of TB Joshua.
Daddy has been trying a lot of scandal, a lot of bad reports from the school. I'm surprised.
Know, I pay huge money, on $50,000. And at the time I withdraw her, I first withdraw her. They say they cannot return the money. I say, I overlook. I return her again. They say I should pay another money, $40,000 wasted. They say I should pay another money. I pay $30,000. Now I withdraw her again. I say,
All right, here we are seeing TB Joshua in a different light. We did take that documentary about a week ago, highlighting those atrocities that were, revealed by those women, alleged atrocities. And now we are seeing that, Ajoke may have run away. We saw those police documents and all of that. You are a member of SCOAN, Vimbai. Please share with us some of your
Right. Well, without, obviously this is not an official take. This is my personal take on this. I reiterate that it's unfortunate that the man himself isn't alive to be able to speak for himself. However, if he were, this isn't the first time he's had allegations of this nature, and he always chose to remain silent. However, I do appreciate, and I think many people do appreciate at this point, the fact that he was committed to documenting everything. Every little thing, every little meeting, every encounter was documented. So it's good to see that this has surfaced, and we do hope that more of these videos of this nature or any other documentation or evidence that can balance the narrative that's out there can surface, so that people can be in a position to make an informed decision that considers all parties involved.
Absolutely. Rufai.
So, like I've constantly called for an independent inquiry into all of this allegation and what has happened. I'm happy about this document, but we also need to get an independent inquiry that takes what the people have said against TB Joshua, which is very sad, like you said, Mumbai is not here, to defend himself, and the facts of the matter he has as regards every case, and look at them, if possible, forensically evaluate them and scrutinize them, and give us a report so that we can run off with a more informed opinion about this. Because in a circumstance where this one has a narrative, the other one has a narrative, there must be an overriding narrative which can only be done by an independent inquest into all of this that has happened. Also because of his own legacy, also because society also needs to know the truth about this matter. So this is what to come. I don't want this to end here. I also want them to bring out all the documents as regards the other allegations that were made in that documentary. This is just one out of so many. And let us see. That's just what I call for, an independent inquiry into all of this.
Absolutely. Our Pastor Ayo, a quick word from you on this.
Totally aligned with that. I mentioned earlier on, I do think that whilst it's important, and I'm glad that the church, the synagogue has started to speak out, it's important that we get all sides of the story. I must say, though, one of the things I picked out from that video, because I watched the entire video, was I also feel that, and I know that it's not just that, it also raised these questions around adoption on the side, because what that video was proving was that she wasn't his biological daughter, but his adopted daughter, who obviously was a rebel. She was accused of stealing, and he was showing and reporting that. And I didn't quite like the fact that it made it seem as if an adopted child was not a real child. And I say that because recently the Pope also said something about surrogacy. And I think that as leaders, especially religious leaders, we have to be, in the way that we speak about these things, it's a very sensitive matter because it doesn't paint it in a good light. One of the statements that was even made was that, oh, she's not his blood, so we can see why this would happen. But on the other side, she was adopted at a young age, so nature versus nurture. She was nurtured by him. So I just thought that was the softer side of that particular video, that as leaders, we must begin to speak. Thankfully, that video was a very old video, so I want to assume that maybe his views have changed or views have changed around that. But in pointing that out, adoption is a good thing. Yes. There are adoption stories that have been very good. Not all of them, as they made some people were commenting, oh, you see, at the end of the day, if your blood is not your blood, she will turn against you. So I think it's really important to make that case. Adoption is a good thing, and it should be supported.
Yes, now that we have highlighted the story, I think also it's important to hear Ajoke speak again after these revelations. We'll take another story. Nigerian Greek NBA player Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is one of the most decorated players in NBA history, released a new film titled Ugo, a homecoming story documenting his first ever trip to Nigeria in July 2023. The film opens with the NBA star being accompanied by his mother, who emigrated from Nigeria to Greece 35 years ago. Giannis was born and raised in Athens to a Yoruba father and an Igbo mother. Growing up, he was unable to learn both languages because his parents disagreed on what language to teach their children. In the documentary, Giannis unveiled a new learning center aimed at enhancing Igbo literacy among children in Nigeria. The center was established through a partnership with WhatsApp and aims to provide a nurturing environment for Igbo children to learn their mother tongue. Well, let's take a look at a short clip of that film before we come back for a discussion.
My mom is from Igbo, you know, so, and they always said, like, whenever we talk with a relative on the phone, they used to ask me, it was like, do you speak Yoruba? Like, no. I said, why? I said, because my mom speaks Igbo, and whenever I try to learn Yoruba, my mom gets mad, and whenever I try to learn Igbo, my dad gets mad. But my mom, she used to, like, secretly teach us how to count. And, you know, teach us the ABC, you know, in Igbo. Ofu, Abua, Ato, I know, like, she definitely tried to teach us a lot of things about where she was from and her culture.
Stop. Go back. Yes, I want to go buy it. Okay. I want to go buy it. Right there. How much is this? 7,000. 7,000. You give me 5,000. 5,000. 6,000. Who is this?
Giannis Antetokounmpo. I was basically bargaining.
No, I want this one.
Like, I know it was $2. And I told him, okay, I give you $3 for two. And he was like, no. He was really good. I gotta give him respect for that. And this is the crazy part. The guy giving me the jersey had no idea who I was. He knew who Giannis Antetokounmpo was, but he didn't know that was me, that he was selling the jersey to. I've been called Ugo my whole life. The closest people to me call me Ugo. When somebody like call me Ugo or Ugigi, I know it's somebody that I know, somebody that's close to me. Ugo is who I am. Ugo is who I always will be.
This was such a beautiful documentary released yesterday. I watched it last night. I was so overjoyed. Just learning about Giannis just makes me love him even more. I mean, he has been one of the people that I look out for basketball. You know, my son plays basketball, and I'm like, is Giannis playing? Is Giannis not playing? Let me see. But I mean, congratulations to Giannis, and I know he made so many valid points. I love the fact that he's opening that center for language. Vimbai, do you speak your language?
I sure do. Ndinona to taura
ndisiga to tell us what I just spoke my language. It means, what did you say?
You know, well, I said I speak my language well, but you know, my household is also a mixed ethnicity. Yes. So also trying to make sure the children get to learn Efik as well as Shona. So very important to love and respect every single part of our ethnicity.
Right, Rufai, it was such a rich documentary. We had everyone there from Hilda Bachi to Kelechi Amadi OjyOkpe, everyone there were talking about how rich of a culture Nigeria is if you embrace everything. Ayo, quickly, before I take our last story.
It's that the documentary is titled Ugo, which is his Igbo name. His dad is Yoruba, his mom is Igbo, and it's just the beauty of the mix of cultures there. And I'm totally in support of what he's doing by giving back. And at the end of the day, his mom migrated to Greece 35 years ago.
Yes.
But no matter where you go, east or west, home is best. The fact that he's come back to invest in the young people in the state is brilliant. And also the Learning Center, especially in teaching our indigenous language. I pose a challenge because I speak Yoruba very fluently.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do, and I'm proud of that. So I find it quite difficult when I see people who feel like speaking your native language is they call it vernacular. No, you should be proud of your heritage, be proud of your language, and let's teach it to the next generation so we don't forget our roots.
Yes.
Up for that, and I'm so proud of Giannis. Well done.
Yes, you speak your language, Rufai? Yes. So, yes, I forget your Yoruba is always so sweet. But you know that video that was trending when he went to the market and he pulled up the jersey. I thought that was so beautiful.
Yeah, and it also shows the big piracy going on in Nigeria. But also shows the individual strength of an average Nigerian trader. But you see, as his name implies, Antetokounmpo. People that are normally born abroad, they call them Tiokumbo. Abroad is called Okeokun. So Tiokumbo and Totokumbo, somebody that was given birth to abroad. Adetiokumbo, the crown has come back from abroad, and as the name implies, Adetokumbo. So it's a good one. That was his homecoming in partnership with WhatsApp. Giannis is about, I think, the first, biggest WhatsApp ambassador in the world. He's done so well for himself in the game of basketball, and it's continues to be an inspiration. And I like the way he's rooted. I like his love for family, his love for his mother, and the center to be able to help the next generation. Because, after all is said and done, it is what you do, for the people that are less privileged. Because he too, his upbringing in Greece too was very hard. Things were very rough for them in Greece. But he rested on the shoulders of many people. You can see his lovely mother there.
Yes.
You can see, the Igbo culture being exhibited there. So it's a lovely one. Adetitokumbo.
Adetokounmpo, we love him. Congratulations, Giannis. Ugo, that's what they call him. Well, all right, shall we take our final story? I know you guys touched on this. It's such a cool, fun story to end what's trending. Well, the Nigerian delegation hosted a Nigerian night showcase for the World Economic Forum. It featured a display of Nigerian food, culture, a pitch of foreign investors, and a viral moment where Vice President Kashim Shettima was joined by his ministers for a dance rendition of Buga by Nigerian artist Kiss Daniel. Let's take a look. I thought this was such a fun moment. I'm not happy with those trolling Kashim Shettima, asking him what is he doing, how is he dancing. It's not the first time we're seeing him dance, but it's so nice to see them dance like that. But this video, a lot of people were complaining that there's banditry, all the suffering in Nigeria. Why are they dancing? I do agree with Dr. Abati, because I know he said that earlier, that of course, is a way to showcase Nigerian culture, and they did that beautifully. I know you were saying something. You wanted to say something?
Yes, yeah. So a lot of people have made the point about insensitivity, but this is to showcase our culture. To showcase our culture. And amidst all of this, and I just hope this radiates love and joy. But most importantly, the government should fix the problem.
Yes, they should.
People are suffering too much in this country.
Well, all right.
People are losing hope.
Now we are seeing our ministers, our governors all dancing, a dancing Shettima. Why not? Let's absolutely. I love that. Well, I'd love to thank you all, Rufai and his angels, for your great analysis as always on What's Trending.
You all look fabulous.
Well, that's all I have for you on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.